So I want to make this video for y'all. I've been on Finasteride for 4 months to treat my hair loss, and here's just my personal honest journey and the before and after results. Here's the before and here's the after. And as I start this video, I want to provide a few disclaimers. I'm not a doctor. I did consult with my primary care physician before I started taking this drug, and I also did my own research. These are my personal experiences and not professional advice. Every drug has risks, but every person has the right to make choices about their treatment options. And I don't censor comments, but YouTube sometimes does. And there are some really nasty people out there. I'm not going to go dig into my comments if YouTube auto censors it. I don't really have control over that. So what is Finasteride? It is an FDA-approved medication that is primarily used to treat male pattern baldness, also known as androgenic alopecia. The typical dose is 1 milligram every day. Fin is also the generic name for propecia, and it is also used to treat BPH in older men, which is in a large prostate, usually at higher doses of 5 milligrams. So how finasteride is thought to work is it inhibits 5-alpha reductase, which is an enzyme that converts testosterone into DHT. In some men, the imbalance between testosterone and DHT levels is what is thought to cause male pattern baldness. DHT binds to hair follicle receptors and causes them to shrink. Over time, this leads to thinner, weaker hair until the follicles just stop producing hair altogether, typically on the crown. So my hair loss journey, my experience, I'm 40 this month. I first noticed hair loss at 32 due to workplace stress. I quit that job and the hair came back, but over the past 4 years, I've been noticing a steady progression in terms of my hair. I would have, thinning hair typically on the scalp. I would have excess sebum on my hair that should be going down my hair follicles to kind of moisturize and make my hair shiny. So I'd end up with very dry hair that lacked color and dandruff. So I'd have like oil on my scalp, but my hair would be completely dry. So I mostly just shaved my head bald the past 4 years. And it wasn't even for cosmetic reasons. It was for hygienic purposes. Because I actually realized that I was getting allergic to my own sebum, the own oil on my scalp and dandruff. So this is a picture of me about a week after I started taking it. I mean, you can notice on the crown how thin some of these hair follicles are. They're definitely shrinking here. And I kind of covered this in the last slide, but this is what I looked like previously. I mean, you could see just how much my hair is thinning. You can see the coloration is terrible. There's light shining on my hair. It should be a coppery color if I was younger and healthier. It's almost like it's kind of going gray. It just looks washed out. And I had a lot of things I talked about in the previous slide: dry hair, dandruff, loss of color, excess sebum production on the scalp, and patchy thin hair. Okay, so I started on 1.25 milligrams of Fin a day, and the reason is because my doctor actually prescribed me 5 milligram tablets, so I had to cut them in quarters because you're only supposed to be taking around 1 milligram a day. And I started every other day because I heard a lot about there's like potentially initial side effects, and I wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to have some sort of negative mood reaction to the drug. I also just wasn't sure if it was going to work, so I wanted to start out slow. I wasn't using any sort of treatment because I know that's something people are going to ask in the comments. No microneedling, minoxidil, topical Fin, transplant, whatever. And we already covered some of that in our last slides. So after 4 weeks was the first time I thought to take a picture, and I actually started to notice improvement. There was just something about the hair coming in. It was just thicker. I could see more hairs coming in. I could start to see better coverage already. And so at that point, I started taking the Fin every day instead of every other day, regularly in the morning. I didn't skip a dose. So at 5 weeks, I noticed, increased thickness. There was better coverage on like the top of my crown. The color you can see is starting to come back a little bit. It's less dull. The sebum is starting to go like down my hair follicles instead of staying on my scalp. 6 weeks, I'm just noticing, the hair is getting longer. I didn't really notice too much at 6 weeks, just the hair is getting longer. The sides actually were getting thicker. It wasn't just the crown, the actual sides of my hair were also improving in their thickness and density. That's actually one of the first things I noticed even before the crown was the sides, which I wasn't as worried about, were getting thicker and coming in stronger. Okay, at 7 weeks, I started to dye my hair darker because I was like, if I dye my hair darker, it's going to look like I have normal hair. You couldn't actually, the average person looking at me head on from the front couldn't really even tell that I was balding. So 8 weeks was when I started to notice like a serious change with how this is working. So this is the top of my crown. You can see it's like I'm getting full coverage on the top. I mean full coverage. We still have the middle here, which is kind of empty. The hair is getting thicker, no scalp problems, no excess oil, no allergies to my hair. At 9 weeks, the hair is really starting to lengthen out. I mean, I'm starting to get long enough hair that I can do a comb over. We're getting a little more coverage in the middle crown. Pretty good filling in up top. You can see the sides really, these sides here are starting to migrate over towards the middle, right? It's not just the sides, which would normally be here are thick. It's kind of moving over in terms of thickness. This is at 12 weeks. It's kind of a bad picture. The dye is starting to wash out of my hair, that darker dye. The coverage is improving. I'm still kind of noticing some thinner hair. You can see kind of the patchier strands of hair here. Like right there, right there. Okay, at 13 weeks, I'm getting enough hair where I can actually do kind of a part to my hair, kind of a comb over. The dye is washed out. Now, a big difference you can see here is that the hair has returned to its natural color, which hadn't happened in probably 15 years. A healthy hair for me, a healthy younger hair, shines a coppery color in light. And you can see just how good the color and beautiful the coloring on that hair is. So this was the final picture. This is the 4-month picture. This is where we're at right now. So, my hair is obviously longer, but you can see just how healthy it is now. I have a full comb over. I need a haircut. My scalp is healthy. My hair is not too shiny. My hair was kind of almost too shiny, like it was greasy, like I was 18 again. My hair would get very greasy. So my sebum production is kind of normalized. So my scalp isn't oily. My hair isn't oily. It's just kind of a Goldilocks situation. I have good color. I still have a small patch in the middle of the crown here, but everywhere else is pretty much filled in. And I know a lot of guys are like, side effects, side effects, side effects. Well, look, side effects are something you should talk about with your doctor before you take this medication. They are something you should monitor while you're on the medication. I can only speak to my personal experience. I haven't noticed any. I have normal male functioning. Haven't noticed any issues there. Some seems a little more watery than usual. I don't know why that is. It could be, Fin kind of shrinks the prostate a little bit. That could have something to do with like the thickness of it. But I will keep you updated if I notice any other side effects, negative side effects that are impacting me. So moving forward, here's the before and after. This is actually a picture of my hair wet. I wetted my hair on purpose because I wanted to show you you know, how thick it was. You can see the patch right here in the middle. There's the last remaining thinness I have left. So I'm reducing my fin dosage to 1.25 milligrams every other day. So I'm going to go back to every other day for a couple months and see how it works. And then if that works, I'm going to cut it to like once every 3 days. So I'm going to keep cutting the dosage until I notice that it has an impact on me, my hair. And I will post update videos every month if y'all are interested. I don't know that the videos are going to be much of an update, really, because, like I said, I mean, most of my hair is already back. Most of the work is done. So I plan on continuing. I'm very satisfied with the results, and I hope this video helps some of you guys if you're concerned about your hair loss. But you can leave me comments, and I will answer your questions to the best of my ability. Okay, and just as a last step, I do want to provide you guys with an actual video of my full head of hair. So here's my hair right here. And as you can see, I got pretty full coverage. I mean, you would not be able to notice that I was losing hair at all. You know, everything's looking pretty good. So yeah, I'm pretty satisfied.